Hey, what is up? Thank you for tuning in. It's nice to see everybody. Hopefully it is nice to be seen by everyone. So we are back for now at the old workbench. The other perspective I think is better for things where I'm only just kind of talking about something, but we're actually going to do a little bit of work today. I gotta tell you, my most exciting blaster of 2020 was the AEON Pro. It's a top performer, or thereabouts, and it is amazingly reasonably priced. I like the pistol form factor. I like so much about this blaster. But it can be better. Yeah, it can be better. One of the common sentiments about the AEON Pro, not that I necessarily share it, but other people seem to find difficulty in priming it sometimes. Now, I don't really have a problem priming it. What I seem to see most of the time is people want to kind of grip it and just apply force, like a pinching kind of force on here, and just push it back. Now, you could do that. What I like doing, what I found to do, is they have these wonderful little kind of knobs here. I just push with my forefinger and my thumb largely. So I prime it essentially just pushing on those two parts, and it's no problem at all. I don't know, it's perfectly fine. Now, also this may, I don't know if this will help anyone, to dry fire it, I basically plug the plunger with my finger. Alright, so that's me safely dry firing it. Alright, so, but it can be better. Now, one of the things I've seen is one of the makers has a thing where they put like kind of a hook. There's like an opening here, right? So they put kind of a hook there. And that's like, that space, that's like, it's free real estate. So why don't you use that for something? Well, I think the hook design is not bad. I don't know if I'd really like it. You're still kind of applying the same kind of pressure. What I found when I worked with a lot of Nerf Chronos blasters is a kind of a T-pull is kind of nice. And then, lo and behold, somebody made a T-pull for the AEON Pro. And one of the very cool things about this is this kind of, I almost hesitate to call it a mod, but this kind of change is so easy to make. You just need this is probably a number 1 or number 2 screwdriver, I don't really know, but it's just an average screwdriver. All you need to do is take the slide off. So there's 3 screws in here, so we're just going to do that as I'm talking, and we're going to put the screws in a little thing so they don't go wandering off. Now, this part is 3D printable, and it was made freely available. I think the name is AB Quintic. I don't know. I'll put the name up, and I'll put a link to the part in the description, obviously. There, done. 3 screws while I was talking. This comes right off. When you're putting it back together, all you really have to do is to make sure that everything kind of lines up where it needs to be. We're not going to prime the blaster while it's in this state, nothing like that. Now, AB Quintic, or AB Quintic, whatever, has made 2 versions of the T-pull available. And one of them is the higher, or something like that. And basically, the only difference between them is how far the bar that you grip with your 2 fingers sits off of the blaster. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to convey this very well, because my camera work is not great. But what we're looking at is the distance between here and the part that rests against the blaster. This much. One of them is higher than the other. You can hold them up like this. So essentially, this one has more height. I'll be honest with you, I have, let's say, big dumb hands, and I actually have no problem with the shorter one. But I would say try them both. They're not extremely big parts to print. You won't be out for much, and maybe if you don't like one of them, you can give it to a friend. But they're very easy to print. I used supports on this, and I don't think the overhangs here would have printed well without supports, but maybe they would have. So all you're really doing, we're going to put this back together really quick. All you're really doing is, as you close the blaster, you're going to make sure that the 2 sides, the flanges of this part right here, go inside that free real estate that we were talking about before. And you're going to put those 3 screws back in place. By the way, in case it helps, as far as I can tell, the 3 screws that hold the prime on are all the same screw, so you can't really get them mixed up for which one goes where. And that's it. It is that easy. Now, late last year, might have been about October or so, in 2020, I did get to go to a pretty nice socially distanced game. I got to use the AEON Pro a lot. I got to use the Nexus Pro a lot. And I found that when I was priming the blaster for the first time just to kind of get ready for the round, I still did my normal prime like this, However, when the match was on and I was reaching for the blaster to prime every time, I would just gravitate to the T-pull every time. This is so convenient. Now, which one did I even put on? I put on the slightly shorter one. There is no problem whatsoever for me with getting my fingers around this. I'm not really even putting my fingers underneath it. I'm just kind of applying backward pressure on it, and it's so nice. This kind of mod is simple, inexpensive, and extremely effective, so I'm very happy to see parts like this. Thank you so much to AB Quintic for offering this part for free to the community. I'm sure you can't make money on it, but you can use it for your own personal blasters, and that's awesome. Now, you may notice I haven't really done a whole lot of content within the last many months. I'd like to think that kind of getting the workbench cleared is a step in the right direction. I did work on Nerf this past weekend, and it was nice. It was kind of nice to try and get back into it, so we'll see if I can keep that up. Thank you so much for watching. If anybody's new here and watching, I would love if you would subscribe. As I'm speaking, I'm very close to 400 subscribers, which blows my mind, so that's awesome. Thank you so much, and leave a comment, like, subscribe, you know the drill, and I hope to see you next time.